Welcome to BADM 401. This is Ganesh. My name is Ganesh, and I'll be teaching you the Excel portion of it, the mathematics portion of it, and the statistics portion of it. So basically, the modules that you will be looking at will consist of Excel, math, and statistics. So I'm going to be talking to you about Excel, how to do Excel, some basic functions in Excel. Some of you might know this already. So if you know this already, this is going to be like a review for you. If you do not know, you can go through this over and over again to make sure that you understand so that you'll become better at Excel. Excel is one of the most important things in the corporate world, and everybody uses Excel. Okay, so every company, every department uses Excel, and as a business person, as a business major, you should be very knowledgeable in Excel, and that's the reason I want to make sure that you guys understand what is Excel and do all these things in Excel, so that it'll be easy for you to go with Excel and do this in your corporate world later on when you finish your graduation studies. Okay, so that is the whole idea of this, which without I'm going to start Excel. I'm going to show you the various portions of Excel, and I'm going to look at various ranges and worksheets and things like that. I'm going to show you how to insert and delete rows, columns, and all that, how to format, all those kind of small things, which is basically the Excel introduction part of it. Okay, so the module 1 that you're going to be looking at today for 15 minutes is going to consist of all these things. So let's go. So this is how Excel looks when you open an Excel. So let me give you a few minutes. I want you to go and start your computer and then open up an Excel, okay? And I'm going to wait for you to do that so you can see what is happening in your computer as well. You can pause this video anytime you want to. You can go back and reverse it and see, and then come from the first way and all that stuff. So you can do all those kind of things. So that's not a problem at all. So you can stop right here, open up your computer, and then go back and then see what it is. That might be one way of working with Excel. The other way probably is just see what I'm doing and then write down some notes and then go and work in your computer. It might be whichever way you find is useful. Please do that. Okay, so idea is this. Excel is like this. This is how Excel looks. So on top you're going to see, if you click on this, you will see file, anything to do with file. You can save and save as. The difference between save and save as is this. If first time you do, click on the save as. So if you click on the save as, you can go to browse, and then you will see this, and you can type in whatever you want to, and then you can save it to a place in your computer or in your thumb drive, wherever you want to. Okay, and if you want to go back to Excel, click on this arrow, and you'll be back in Excel. Now, the important part of this is in home, you have the clipboard, which is basically you can cut and paste and copy and things like that. Here is the fonts. You can use different fonts. Like for instance, there are thousands of fonts that you can use, but probably restricted to about 30 or 40 fonts. The usual font is Calibri or Arial or Times Roman. And then this is the font size that you can come up with. And these are the font colors. And this is the color of the cell. For instance, if I want to change it to a yellow color, this is what I do. Click on this and click on this. Now, I set a cell. So cell basically is this. You see these points here between these lines. This area is called a cell. And the cell's name is given here. This is the name. So if you click on here, this is F3, and that is the name of the cell. Okay, then you can change the borders and things like that by clicking on this. You can put all borders, which will give you, see this border here, or you can make this into something like thick border, that will give a thick border rather than a thin border. And you can practice all these things, okay? You can practice all these things. So this is the difference between a thick border and a thin border and a color and all that stuff. This is a row and this is a column. So when I say row, this means this way, and column means this way, okay? So you need to know all these things. And if this is a worksheet, and you can click on this, you can type in your name or my name here. And if you want to add a new tab, click on this and you can type your name. So basically these are different tabs that you can use. This tab can be connected to this tab and you can create more tabs. If you want to delete a tab, right click and you can delete it. If you want to change a color, right click and then you can go to tab color and you can use any color that you want. So that will show up in this color. So you can do all these kind of things here. So it's pretty cool. These are the different formatting things that you'll be using. The big thing is this here. This is where you need to have some concentration. So it can be, this can be a number. So 67 can be a number. Okay. Now 67, if I click on here, if I click on the cell and click on this number, you can make it into 2 decimal places or all the different things, and that comes to 67.0. If you want to increase the decimal points, you can do this. If you want to decrease the decimal points, you can do this. Okay. If I want to make this 67, which is a number, when you type in, it becomes a number. See, it goes to the right side it hugs to the right side of this line. But if you want to make it a text, change it to a text, it clings to the left side of the cell. So you'll know now this is formatted as a text, whereas this is formatted as a number. Okay, this is formatted as a number. And you can highlight this cell, you can highlight this row, and you can delete this row. You can highlight this row. For instance, you want to highlight this row, and you can delete this row. You can highlight this column, and you can insert a column. You can highlight this cell, and you can insert a cell and moving it down. You can do all these kind of things. So this is pretty cool. So the idea of an Excel sheet is that these are called cells, and this is a column, and this is a cell, this is a row, and you can insert, delete, add, and all that stuff. And actually these cells are forever. For instance, I can go to pretty much till XEW all the way. See this? I can go all the way here. If you want to go to the first one, hit Control Home. Control Home will bring it here. Okay, Control Home will bring it here. Again, the important thing is this cell name. This cell name is D4. And this is very important. So I'm going to tell this one more time. D4. And this is a text. And do you know why it is a text? This is because it's a text because you know why it is a text? Because it clings to this left side. If I put 84, then it clings to the right side. That is a number. Okay, so these are some of the things that you need to know. I'm going to continue now to go with what is called formatting. So I can format in different ways, and this is the idea of formatting. I'm going to do several things here that will be of help to you. So the first thing I want to do is in formatting, let's say I put 456, that's a number. Okay, now this is a number. How do you know it is a number? Because it is showing up as number here. It is showing up as general here. Okay, this general is the one which confuses a lot of people. So you want to make sure that this shows as a number. How would you do that? You click on this see this right here in the corner, you click on that, and then you get to a format cells. This is called formatting. So in this formatting cell, I'm going to click on number, and then I can use, 4 digital places or 2 digital places, whatever it is. Or I can make it like a currency, which will make it like $1 and it becomes $456.00. And I'm going to click on this. Now, when I click on the cell, it is showing up as currency. So make sure this, whenever you do any Excel, make sure what you have typed in is the right format that you want. Now this is a currency, and I'm going to do the same 456 as a number, and I want to make sure this number, let's make it 4567. And if I lose everything here, that means I've not lost it actually. It is not, you cannot see it. So click on this button here. It's the undo button. So if you undo it, then you can pretty much see what's happening. So here between these tabs, you can go between these tabs, and probably that's where you went to. So what I would like to do is to 456, so I'm going to do 4567. Okay, 4567. Now I'm going to format this to a number with a 1000 separator and 2 digits. So now you can see 4567 is a number. I can do the 456 as a text also. Okay, now that text, if I want to use it as a text, then I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to click on text, and I click OK. The difference between a number and a text is that I can multiply these numbers, and text generally is used for what is called text manipulation. Text manipulation. And we're going to do this text manipulation later on. So we don't need to do this right now. So one more thing I wanted to show you here is when you click on the cell, look at this portion here. You can click at the corner of this, and then you can add. Or if you want to edit this, I can go back to the center and say, which we will learn later. All these things can be done. Okay, text manipulation, which will, so this is what you end up as. So if you want to show this in one particular cell, that's because it is coming out of the cell. So if I type, let's say 78 here to the next cell, see this gets cut off. So to show this entire thing, I'm going to go here, right here. See this changes from this cross to this cross. When I go here, double click on it, and this will expand. Or you can just simply hold it with your left click, and then you can move it with your mouse. Basically, you can do that. So try out all these things. This is the formatting portion of it. So you need to know these formatting really well, and this is where you can go wrong. When you don't know whether it is a currency or a number or a text, this is where you can go wrong. So make sure that you know formatting really well. Use this all the time. Use this whenever you want to. Whenever you type in something, make sure that you format it, and that will bring you everything that you want to know in this Excel. So what we have learned so far is formatting. We know how to insert and delete rows, columns, and worksheets. We can change the tabs of the worksheets and all that. You know the general layout and features of this Excel of this worksheet. Now, this whole thing, this is called a worksheet. This is called a worksheet, and all this whole Excel part of it is called a workbook. So in an Excel workbook, you can have multiple worksheets.